Welcome back, guys. Today it's a very different episode. So over the last 4 episodes, you have seen us document our journey in terms of growing and scaling and getting this Pokemon business into where we want it to be. And it's reached the 1 month point now. And today's episode should be a little different than usual because Phil had the pleasure of visiting Japan recently and he documented his journey. But at the same time, whilst he was in Japan, there was also a card show here in Newcastle that I visited. So here's something different today. We're going to show you the perspective in terms of shopping Pokemon cards in the UK versus in Japan. And basically we want to see who can get the deals, how much better it is to do it in Japan versus what it's like doing it in the northeast of the UK where Pokemon isn't particularly massive. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode and yeah, peace. So let me just jump in here and give you some context in terms of what our plan was whilst Phil was in Japan. If you don't know by now, of course, Japan is where Pokemon originated and it's got one of the biggest markets when it comes to the TCG side of things. And so we saw this as a perfect opportunity for Philly to go ahead and grab some cards. And because Phil was visiting all of the main sort of cities in Japan, such as Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, we were in a really good position to potentially bring some cards back home. And because we know that the market is so big in Japan, the card stores are filled with so many sort of unique, amazing quality cards, we had to put a plan together so that we would understand what would be worth investing in and what wouldn't be worth investing in. And that's exactly what Phil is trying to do here. He's going through the card stores and checking which cards would first of all grade well when he takes it back home, what would do well if he took it back here in the UK, because this is really the perfect opportunity to build on our raw inventory. Japan is also notoriously known for having better quality checks when it comes to their cards. So more often than not, the Japanese cards actually get a higher rate of PSA 10s or Ace 10s, CGC 10s than the English cards. So this was really a goldmine for us to be going to Japan at the perfect time when we've just started everything off, start building our inventory, buy some raw cards and hopefully get it graded here in the UK so that we can hopefully create some revenue or profit from this a little bit further down the line.
So we're just been to the first shop now. We're in Kyoto. First card shop down. Didn't have the grill. We tried a few spots in Tokyo. They had it, but it was pricey. The prices are better here in Kyoto, but we got 4 more card shops to go. Let's go. Went to the card shop, got our first pickup. We picked up a Mewtwo Tag Team GX, this one right here. It looked like it was in good condition. It was worth the pickup. It was within the price range, under market value, and it looked good. So pick it up. Let's see what else we can pick up in the next few days. So just visited the second card shop there. It was more commercialized, it wasn't really a big card shop, but couldn't find what we were looking for. On to the next one.
Dusk now, dusky Roy,
Yeah, Roy.
dusk now, is it dusk now? Dusk now.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Went to the third card shop today. Again, couldn't find the grail. It was actually sold out, which was nice to see that they mentioned it sold out. But I think it's 8 o'clock now, or past 8 o'clock, so all the shops are closing. We'll try again tomorrow and see what happens. So we're in the middle of Osaka now, and I think we're on what I can call is Pokemon card alley. There's 3 shops back to back, and then there's one behind here as well. And then yeah, we'll see what we can get. Hey guys, we're back here in Osaka now. Really beautiful nightlife. I think it's around 6 o'clock. We've just been to the first card shop. Had some really good stuff. Here's the screen. Here's the location. And it was okay. They had quite a few grails, reasonably priced, MSRP, but it wasn't anything I could pick up. I might go back. I've still got a few more to go, but let's go. Let's go to the next ones.
Okay, so by that point, Philly had gone from Tokyo to Kyoto to Osaka, and he'd really explored majority of the card stores around. Our main goal whilst he was there was to pick up some singles so that we can grade it here. At the same time, we were also looking at potentially picking up the new hyped Mega Charizard that came out with Inferno X. That was the grail that Phil kept on speaking about earlier on in the video, and with it being one of the coolest SARs that we've probably ever seen in a little while, we expected the price to really skyrocket. And because of that, we didn't go ahead with investing in that. We instead stuck to the plan and started to target some more singles. And here are just a couple of the singles that we picked up and we plan to grade. Also, I'm going to show you how much we got it for in Japan and how much normally the market prices within the UK, so that you can get an idea of why we decided to do this in the first place. Okay, so one of the first cards that we picked up was this Espeon from Terrestrial Festival. As you can see, normally it's around 37 to 40 pounds in the UK, but we got it for 28 pounds in Japanese yen, which for a small startup like us, that's quite a big margin to work with. Next is this Groudon, and this Groudon was the first edition version, but this was kind of a punt because we had never really seen this card being sold online or anywhere else, so we thought we'd pick it up because it was quite cool. And then lastly, as you would have seen earlier on in the video, we picked up this Mew and Mewtwo tag team. Now tag teams tend to do quite well, they're quite liquid when it comes to selling them. And as you can see here, normally the average price is around 18 to 25 pounds if you bought it in the UK, but we got it for 15 in Japan. So those were just a couple of the singles that Phil picked up in Japan. Alongside that, he also picked up a couple more singles that were on the cutesy side, because that tends to do well also. And alongside that, he also picked up some packs, Japanese packs from the Pokemon Center. I think he picked up around 30 or 40 of them individually. And the purpose of that is so that we can use them for giveaways to generate more traction in our streams. But them Givy Goblins were paying attention to you, you know. Shout out to Francis, the Givy Goblin. Now the next step is for us to send those cards into grading. We're going to send them to Ace and hopefully we can get some 10s, baby. But yeah, overall, Phil mentioned that he had a great time in Japan. Of course, he wished he was there for longer. But at the same time, that's one of our goals too, so that we can go back to Japan one day and focus simply on getting more Pokemon cards. And with that, we're going to see how that compares to getting Pokemon cards in the UK. Yo, so I'm here with a different guy today. I'm here with my side chick. Today, and we've just lined up for 3 hours at Smith's. We lined up for some Phantasmal Flames. Release day is in about 2 weeks time. UPC sold out straight away, ETBs. We got booster bundles we got too. Now we're gonna head off to Newcastle Card Show, see what kind of deals we can get, see what we're gonna degen, especially when you're with the king of degens right here. He's gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
He's gonna cash out on all the packs. So we'll see you there. Jeez, all that.
We don't care if it's common or anything.
That is sick, that promo, man.
99 Venusaur in an A.
Again, just here to give you some context, we went to this card show with an open mind. What we wanted to do was learn and really understand how the Pokemon card shows work, how the vendors sort of dealt with their customers, so that we can gather some more knowledge, so that when the time comes in terms of us vending and also getting deals and everything like that in between, we would be well prepared. And of course, we were also there to see if we can get some deals. Bubble Mew. Oh, I've never seen a poncho before, you know.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. I was watching an unboxing of this yesterday. That's so sick.
How much are them fellas?
Like,
They're not, unfortunately, they're not for sale.
Oh, right.
I'll be honest, I can't keep up with the prices anymore.
Right.
Actually can't. These were my brothers, and these were inherited.
Oh,
Yeah.
This off, so.
got you.
But
Oh,
like,
right.
I can't keep up with the prices.
Yeah.
Changes.
so the gentleman behind this vending table here from 4K4 TCG had such an amazing story behind how all of this came about for him. He inherited majority of his cards through his brother, who bravely battled Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And it's just so amazing and inspiring to see his brother's legacy being carried on through the passions and the things that he really loved. And it just gave me another perspective in terms of the community, how tight-knit it can be, and also the stories behind every single vendor that we meet. So again, huge shout out to 4K4 TCG. Check them out in the description below. So we got a tin. Imagine if Moonbill. So we just bought a tin, £20, right? It's got Evolving Skies in. He opened the tin in front of us, and it had those in. So pretty crazy. Liam's gonna buy a fossil pack.
Ah, yeah, no.
Jokes.
I always like actually sequential. The V and the V star sequential. It's like one of the few ones I've got. So I'm always like going to say, like, if you want to buy one, buy one. Genuinely buy one.
At this point, we were just going around the venue, taking a look at all the different tables and what they had to offer. It was really amazing to see all the various amounts of inventory and Pokemon, and honestly, I was quite starstruck by some of the cards that I was seeing at this point. And that was mainly because I'd never really seen those Pokemons in person before. Look at that. Proper Bubble Mew. Yes, a 10 Bubble Mew. No, it's a 10. Oh, it is a 9. Shiny also. Like mega packs is 9 quid here, mate. So let's just say you done well. So we took like a 30-minute break, got some food, got some drinks, and then we went back again to do a second round of going around each table. Honestly, it's exhausting. Plan of action then. Trade up for slabs and go from there. But in all honesty, I'm a bit clueless, like. I'm a little bit clueless. And this table, I spotted something that I really liked, which was that Ace 10 Glaceon that you'll see in a second. This was going to be a personal pickup because I am currently PCing Glaceon. And at this point, we're trying to work out a good deal because I brought some cards to trade in. And I have a personal rule where if I pull a card and it's got a decent value, and if I know that it's not going to get a PSA 10 or an Ace 10, that will be the card that I will use to leverage when it comes to trades. So right now, we're trying to figure out the comps for the trade-in. I obviously understand that the vendors will look at somewhere around 75-80% when it comes to trade value. At the same time, whilst this was happening, I was also analyzing as to how this was handled, because I want to get some information and some knowledge for when we vend in the future. In this case, I was taking a look at the sticker price, the lowest that they would go to, the percentages, the trade-in values, what they thought would shift, what wouldn't. Really just gave me a ton of value for further down the line.
She thought that was going to be one of the bigger hitters of the
Destined, I know, right?
It's a really cool card, and I think anything I got original Pokemon that's got a full art, it's got to have a little bit of
its own tax on it, you know. We'll see what it's going for. Buy them like a tenner again, so I'm just going to check the solds quickly.
No bother.
It's like 9, 8. I'll probably be like around your 8.50 or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. Total, I've still worked out the EV, 80% 36. I'm just going to total them up together and just do 75% of them.
Sound, no bother.
Yeah? So you've got 55 essentially.
55.
So yeah, so there'll be like.
And then what was they asking for that, bro?
That was 115.
115.
Yeah.
I'll have a look at just the solds. 90 here.
You were a bit higher a few weeks ago, as I said.
Yeah.
Down quite
Would
a bit.
you be down to just go? So how much was trading on this? Sorry, bro. Just because I believe that sold
5.
2 days ago for 90. Would you be down 50 quid? Just 50 quid, 50 quid, 50 quid. So I'd pay 50 on top, then that as well.
Should we do 50, 60 coin flip?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
You got a preference of coin?
Nah, bro, not really.
We'll go pound. Right, are you calling?
Heads.
Right, we're going to have to be on this one as well.
Yeah.
So, we've got 50, 60 coin flip for the difference between these and the Glaceon 10, yeah? Right, so you're calling heads, yeah?
Yep.
Heads.
Come
You
on.
win, man. 50 straight away.
Top man.
Appreciate that. I'm going to give you the quid there.
Do you do card, boys?
Yeah, man. Yeah. That works
Legend.
for me, mate. I'm one today.
1-1 today. Ah, mate.
Spot on. Thank
You're a
you
legend,
very
boys.
much.
What are
Really
you called?
appreciate it. Yeah, that's Aaron's.
The Toyinator. Are you based here or
we separate businesses, but we literally like just
working
help
together
each
all
other.
the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my business.
There's the boys. Toy Trader. Top man.
Anything you guys need, just drop me a message.
Legend, boys.
Thanks.
Okay, so just done my first ever trade / swap. In that case, I got this Glaceon Ace 10, which is sick, to be fair. And that was for, how much did I pay for that? 50. I won it on a flip, bro. 50, 60 flip. Always call heads. It's my favorite type of. So yeah, I can never say no to degenning, and when I saw that card, I knew that's what I was going to use my trade pile on, and the sticker price was, I believe, 115, and my trade value was at 55. But rather than just accepting the deal right away, I looked at some recent comps, and that's what I wanted to work with. So if the card was stickered at 115 and my value was at 55, I just asked for essentially £50 to £50 split, and that was me following the recent comps, which was ranging between £90 to £115. Then that's when I was countered by the coin flip, which was £50 to £60 coin flip. Went for heads. As always, I know I should have called that whilst the coin was in the air. I'm still a noob, but we won, and that's all that matters. So, how would you say that trip was, Liam?
It was an experience for sure, definitely.
Like, it was knocking, even though it was such a small place, wasn't it? Like, it was
decent. It had decent cards in that.
There was so much to see for how small it was. Does that make sense?
We spent a good 3 hours in there.
Spent a good 3 hours in there. Show yous when I get home what we picked up, the little deals, and it was a good learning curve, I think. Definitely learning for the both of us, and when we go to the bigger card show next year, then we'll know how to haggle. But quite a lot of the things in there was extremely overcomped. Some of them was like 40 quid over market.
Yeah, some of them were just trying to rip your eyeballs.
But that's where we know better. And I guess we'll see Philly's perspective in Japan, whilst me and Liam have been absolutely freezing here in Newcastle. So, just got back from the Newcastle card show, and overall, it was a really sick experience. So this isn't actually the first time that we've gone to a card show. The first time that we ever went to one was when we went to the London card show last year. Now the biggest difference for me was that when we last went to a card show, we were really focused on the sports stuff. And even then, when we were in London, the selection for sports wasn't amazing, and so I think that really hindered the experience of being at a card show. But this time around, going to a card show where majority of the vendors, majority of those attending, and everyone that was involved was specific towards, for example, TCG, Pokemon, One Piece, all that kind of thing. This time around, the experience was actually really good. Now, Newcastle Card Show is nowhere near as big as where the London Card Show is at the moment. Hopefully one day it'll get to that point, but overall, the experience was genuinely really cool, especially going into it open-minded, because one of the main reasons as to why I wanted to attend wasn't really so much to cop. I mean, it was, but also to learn, because we'd learned quite a lot on the sports side, but again, there's still a lot of learning to do on the TCG side. So attending these card shows just really helps me understand where the market is at, what the vendors are looking at, trade prices, market prices. And also it's really awesome to see cool cards, build connections, meet new people, and establish some form of relationship with them or something. Now, just before I hop into a game of skate, I'm going to show you what we picked up during that card show now. But some quick backstory. Before we went to the card show, we lined up this morning. You would have seen the video of Liam and I. And we lined up at Smith's and we were there for 3 hours, bro. 3 whole hours. We were waiting, the system was up, the system was going down. But luckily, I managed to pre-order an ETB and also 2 booster bundles, which is good because that keeps up the trend of having every single ETB since we started this, which was the final few sets of Scarlet and Violet. So for example, as you can see from the last video, we've got Black Bolt, White Flare, Destined Rivals, we've got Mega Evolutions. Now we get to have Phantasmal. So super excited to see the vault and the collection growing that way. Now I'm going to show you guys exactly what we picked up. Now I didn't pick up a lot. If anything, I actually picked up a lot more for myself. Remember, the aim of the game in going to this card show was to learn, to understand how trading worked, the percentages, the profit margins, the revenue, etc. And also getting familiar and also getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, because we've never done this before. We've never bargained with anybody. One of the first things that I picked up for myself was this. Now, if you're familiar to this is the Kanto tin of Pokemon. And I could not believe how much the vendor was selling this for. And what is included in that tin is an Evolving Skies pack and I think a Brilliant Stars pack. And we got that for £20. And a pack of Evolving Skies alone is £35. Brilliant Stars is sitting at somewhere around £7 or £10. So that was a no-brainer. And from the same guys from 4K4 TCG, we also picked up 2 cards. The first one being this Latias from V-Star Universe, a Galarian Gallery, which is absolutely minty, and also the Darkrai from V-Star Universe also, and it looks absolutely sick, man. And the guys at 4K4 TCG, honestly, everyone at the card show that we met was absolutely sick. Again, I saw Dan from Retro Games. Shout out to my guy as well, he's also an amazing dude. But we got this for £20. Which is amazing, and they're both minty cards. They'll be going straight to Ace. And then alongside that, I guess the big pickup for me for my personal collection today is this Glaceon and Ace 10 from Crown Zenith. So the same set. Crown Zenith honestly is one of the sickest sets in my opinion. The artwork from that set was honestly really sick. So now I managed to get this through trade, but also I'd done it through my first ever coin flip. But yeah, honestly, that experience, I would rate it genuinely like 9 out of 10. It was really fun experience. The vendors that we met was fantastic. They were really friendly. But now let's get to the big boy. Let's open the Kanto box and see if we do get the cool Evolving Skies pack. So cool little Pikachu coin, and then we get our 2 sick packs, which is Evolving Skies and Brilliant Stars for £20. Absolutely amazing. Let's start with Brilliant Stars. Let's see if we get lucky. Imagine we get some bangers from this. Is it 2? It's 2 on Sword and Shield, right? Oh, it gave me the white. It gave me the white code card. So let's go. Oh, I took 2 out. I'm doing a Philly.
Oh! Oh my days. I done a Philly and we got a Flareon. Let's go, baby. Is this a sign? Is this a sign for Evolving Skies? Oh wait, it's not 2, it's 4. Honestly, I'm trolling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Energy? Yes, there we go. Okay. 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 This should be. Can't have them all. Okay, so final recap between the difference on Japan and the UK. As you would have saw earlier, of course, we wanted to utilize on the conversions of buying cards in Japan, the quality of the cards in Japan, and that definitely delivered. And I know the margin doesn't seem that big in terms of the card that we're getting now, but of course we can't be too greedy. You know, you can't expect 40-50% margins all the time. So those small 10-20% margins is what we can build on. So if we can save 10 to 20 pounds to have a higher profit margin, then that's something that we're certainly going to utilize, and that was the key thing about Japan. And also Phil's experience and his perspective on shopping in Japan. I've personally been to Japan not long before Philly went there, and it is overwhelming. There's a lot of cards, there's a lot of inventory to choose from, and you certainly need to have times allocated, and that's why you see some of the big boys like Randy and Viv and everybody spending 1 or 2 weeks in Japan. I think that's necessary, and that is certainly a goal for us in the future. But yeah, I think Japan certainly offers a different experience with shopping in Pokemon. You know, you're in an area where that's the culture, and you know, there's shops fully built and streets fully built just for TCG and Pokemon cards. So that's a huge thing. Now the UK side of things, as you saw, we were in Newcastle and it wasn't to the level as to Japan, obviously, and with it being in Newcastle as well, it's not at the level that we want it to be at. I'm sure it will get to that point, but nonetheless it was still an amazing experience for myself and for Liam. The various stocks and inventories of Pokemon cards, the ponchos that I saw from 4K4 was sick, the sealed products, the vintage ones, the modern ones. It was really good. But I think to conclude this, it's, you know, definitely a better experience in Japan. But again, if you are new to TCG, or if you're in a position where you're looking to grow a business or anything like that, or even get started with collecting again, then attending card shows and visiting these conventions or events and meeting new people and establishing relationship is something that you can really benefit from in the card shows within, you know, your local area. And that's probably something that you can't get so much out of in Japan, specific to if you're just attending shops and things like that. Phil was saying that, you know, you can't bargain, you can't ask for percentage, and I guess that's one of the cons of Japan and one of the pros of being in card events in the UK or around the world. So yeah, I guess that's the conclusion.